Hey guys, I've made it home to Virginia. Here's Maddie. This is my sister. She's playing guitar. Ooh.
Hello.
I need you to stop though, Maddie. I'm gonna finish reading chapter 18 of The Doll People. We were at the part where Annabelle and Tiffany were sitting on the couch together, and Annabelle was just really excited to finally have a friend, and she feels whole and complete now. Just like me, now that I'm home.
With me.
I feel whole and complete with my sister. Alright, so. The doll friends talked in Tiffany's room for a long time. They talked until they heard Mom Funcraft call from downstairs. Tiffany, Bailey, Annabelle, Bobby, dinner's ready. Annabelle leaped to her feet, pulling Tiffany up behind her. The dolls gathered on the Funcrafts patio, which was only slightly sticky with the remnants of the grape soda. In the center of the patio was a stand, on top of which was a brown plastic box with a lid. "What's that?" asked Annabelle, pointing. "The barbecue," replied Tiffany. "Oh, the great taste of the outdoors," said Annabelle, remembering. She walked closer for a better look. "Does it really work?" "No, it just opens and closes." Presently, the party was underway. Baby Betsy and Baby Brittany sat on a blanket, playing with the pink plastic pots and pans. Mom Funcraft and Mama Doll chatted and set the table while Dad Funcraft and Papa Doll bustled back and forth between the kitchen and the patio, carrying trays of dishes and cups and plastic food. "Okay, dig in, everybody," said Mom Funcraft. The dolls and the Funcrafts oohed and awed over the feast that was before them. Then Annabelle followed Tiffany's lead and gathered up a plate, a cup, and a checked napkin. She sat on the edge of the patio with the plate balanced on her knees and pretended to eat. Annabelle had never eaten a meal from her lap, and she thought it was fun. When the meal was over, Mom Funcraft said, "All right, Tiffany and Bailey will collect the plates now, and then they will help me with something in the kitchen. The rest of you wait here." So this is them inside of the Funcrafts house. Annabelle watched Tiffany help her mother and brother. Then she sat back and waited. She had the delicious feeling that something nice was about to happen, and she was right. A few minutes later, Tiffany walked onto the patio holding a pink plastic cake in front of her. Bailey and Mom Funcraft were behind her, and they began to sing. The others joined in. They sang 2 verses. First they sang, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Annabelle, happy birthday to you." Then they sang, "Welcome home and welcome home and welcome home and welcome home and welcome home, Auntie Sarah, welcome home and welcome back." Tiffany set the cake on a table between Annabelle and Auntie Sarah. "I'm sorry we can't put candles on it to make it a real birthday cake," she said. "They won't stick to the plastic, and besides, we don't have any matches. But you can still make a birthday cake. A secret one, okay? You can make a secret wish too, Auntie Sarah. Just close your eyes and think your wishes." Annabelle closed her eyes. She thought, "I am the luckiest doll alive. Papa came home safe and sound. Then Auntie Sarah came home safe and sound. I've just had my first real birthday party ever, and I have a friend. I don't need a birthday wish. I only want to say thank you. This has been the best birthday in 100 years." After the cake, Tiffany and Bailey put on a program of songs and skits, and then everybody sang "Under the Boardwalk." After that, it was time for the dolls to go home. "What an evening," said Papa as they reached their house. "How wonderful to have neighbors," added Mama. "How did we manage to live for a century without them?" "I don't know," said Annabelle, thinking of her new friend. "They're so very odd," said Uncle Doll slowly, "and yet amazing," said Bobby. "Adventurous," said Auntie Sarah. "Very friendly," said Nanny. "And neighborly," agreed Papa. "And mostly friendly," said Annabelle. The dolls were gathering in the parlor when Annabelle pulled Uncle Doll aside and whispered to him, "Could I talk to you for a minute?" So think about why she would want to talk to Uncle Doll for a minute. Of course. Annabelle and her uncle sat at the kitchen table. "I want to ask you something," said Annabelle. "Yes," replied Uncle Doll. Annabelle watched him fidgeting and thought that Uncle Doll already had an idea of what her question was. "Did you know that I had found Auntie Sarah's journal and Were you the one who started writing in it? She asked. Uncle Dal rested his hands on the table. Yes, he said quietly. You were giving me clues, weren't you? Clues that would lead Tiffany and me to the attic. Yes. This is them talking at the table. Did you know all along that Auntie Sarah was there? No, replied Uncle Dal. I wasn't sure what had happened to her, but I had an idea that if she were stuck somewhere, it might be the attic. Then you found the journal, and I started reading it. When I got to the parts about spiders, well, Annabelle thought for a moment before asking her next question. Why didn't you go to the attic? She said finally. Me? Said Uncle Dal. I suppose I could have, but you and Tiffany, I don't know. Annabelle knew, though. She knew that what her uncle was trying to say. He had been afraid. Truly afraid. But he had thought Annabelle and Tiffany were brave enough and adventurous enough to do the job. He just hadn't known quite how to ask them to do it. And perhaps he didn't. Oh my goodness, his tail struggled. And perhaps he hadn't wanted Annabelle to know how afraid he really was. He was starting to change, though, now a little. But Annabelle realized just how different she and Auntie Sarah were from Uncle Dal and Mama and Papa and Nanny. And suddenly, breathlessly, she felt flattered. She even felt a bit grown up, which was both scary and wonderful. Uncle Dal, Annabelle said, straightening herself, why is it that I don't remember Auntie Sarah leaving our house to go exploring? Well, for one thing, she didn't go very often, he replied, and when she did go, your parents insisted that she do it secretly, that you and Bobby never know she had left. She would climb out the window in our bedroom and drop to the little carpet below. There used to be a rug under our house, he added. When she returned, Nanny would make sure you and Bobby were engaged and you didn't see her. But why didn't Mama and Papa want Bobby and me to know about Auntie Sarah's adventure? Was it because they thought we would want to leave, too? Yes, replied Uncle Dal, and they felt that was too dangerous. And now? Said Annabelle. What do they think now? They still think that leaving the house can be dangerous. After all, look what has happened when we have left our house. Sarah was lost for 45 years. Your father was carried off by a cat. But I think your parents understand that some doll people, you and Sarah, for instance, need to leave the house. You are unhappy when you're cooped up. I believe they'll continue to let you leave as long as you're careful. They want you to be happy, Annabelle. And so do I. I know, replied Annabelle. Thank you. She took Uncle Dal's hand in hers, and they sat quietly in the kitchen for a while. All right. Have an awesome weekend. Bye, guys.